joining us now, we were talking about this the other day, but about clients and customers. And the question becomes, it's time for your business to become customer-centric. What does that really mean? Well, Peter Fader is with us today, and his new book is out. It's the Customer Centricity Playbook. Implement a winning strategy driven by customer lifetime value. That's a lot of words, Peter. Welcome to the program. It's nice to have you with us.
Likewise. Good to talk to you, Frankie.
So, let me ask you right up the front, because Starbucks is, their reputation, their product, they have always tried to bring quality product, and they have customer frequency. What is it that Starbucks has that everyone else wants?
So Starbucks has always been reliant on the fact that they've had great products and great locations and a great experience. And so they focused much more on what they were delivering than who they were delivering it to. And they didn't really have a lot of visibility into the individual customers who were doing the buying. The barista on the other side of the counter would know. She would tell just from the look on your face that you had a tough day, and she'll kind of slip you a free scone or something. But the company itself didn't know. And so they've been making a lot of efforts recently to try to really get to know customers at an individual level, and not only to use it to serve them better, but to also drive the products and services themselves.
Where are we today? I was so frustrated. I was sharing the example of how in America, the same exact company that exports candy, I used this example, they export candy to Europe, and that candy has no fake vanilla in it and no fake ingredients. But the product that we're consuming is fake. And why do we put up with that? Can you answer that question?
Well, I'm focused a bit more on the customer side than the product side, but I hear what you're saying, and for the most part, we've always been obsessed over what goes into the product and the service and the experience that surrounds it. And it seems like the battleground has always been just our product is better than theirs, and therefore it should sell more. And then you'd be frustrated when you'd see a superior product not selling as well. And that's why it's important to kind of flip it around, and let's look at it from the customer side. Is there some reason why a company, even one selling inferior products, can develop deeper, better relationships and leverage them? My point is that if we can do that, if we can look at business from the customer side and the product side, we not only have answers to those questions, but we could potentially make more money than just obsessing over features of the product itself. Right.
So let's talk about how did Amazon become the retail titan it is today?
There's a really great story, and I tell it in my book, but I got it from some other source. There's a lot of people who ask that. So what is it that made Amazon Amazon? And too often, people obsess over books. It's like, what was special about books? And the answer that Jeff Bezos himself gave in an interview a few years ago was actually quite different. His objective, again, in his own words, was he wanted to find rich people. His feeling was that rich people would be better customers because they could just buy more stuff. That's actually not as true as you think, but if you have no other information, it's not a bad proxy. And he wanted to find a product that rich people buy disproportionately more of than not so rich people. And that's what led him to books. So he used books as bait to bring in people who like to consume things and then started to sell them everything. So it was a perfect example of a company, again, in his own words, that built itself by finding the quote-unquote right customers, as opposed to saying, hey, I have a product, who can I sell it to? It's kind of turning the tables like that. And now many others are trying to follow what he did, but he was a true visionary at coming up with that idea and the way he implemented it.